I'm going to do something else which is good for feel good factor. Things that are hidden inside are great and everything, but you work on them for days and you feel there's nothing to see for it. Obviously important, but occasionally you need to do something that's sort of shiny and on the outside it looks nice. So I'm going to have an attempt at the windscreen. I've got some quick release fasteners coming, which will go here and on the bonnet, but obviously I've got to shape the acrylic. So I'm going to put the body panels back on the front, and I'm probably going to make a model. I'm going to make a template in aluminium, including the tucked sort of edge at the bottom where it's going to fit to the bonnet, if you like. And then when I've shaped the acrylic with a heat gun over that, I may cut it down to just keep the lower edge, which I'll then fix to the acrylic, because I know then it will fit. That's kind of the plan. Normally you'd make a wooden buck, but I haven't got time to make a massive three-dimensional wooden buck structure like I did for a ventilator project I worked on at the beginning of COVID. This is how I sort of learnt to do this. Basically you can shape acrylic with heat over a smooth wooden buck, but I don't see why it couldn't be an aluminium buck. So that's oversized at the minute, so just got it clamped in place. Cardboard aided design. So basically I want it to be that high in the middle and then kind of come down to the sides. So I'll get my marker pen out and some bendy wire, some welding wire probably, and just start kind of playing around, drawing on it. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Got to imagine it transparent, of course. It flows reasonably well into the rest of the body. Well, that was a lucky off-cut, wasn't it? So I'm going to cut it out of aluminium, bend the aluminium to the right shape, brace it with some wood, and use the aluminium as my former for the acrylic. That's the plan. Right, this is my soft bending jig, so I don't want any corners appearing in this as I bend it, so this seems to work quite well. With my little let's test fit it on the car, see what it looks like. So you can see it's not just a case of just bending it, it's got to be bent and twisted. You can see that the sides here need twisting out so they mate up with these. The middle bit's roughly okay. I'm saying that side, so this is probably why it is a good idea to make some sort of former for the acrylic before bending the acrylic. So I've got the end jammed in the vise, so this end it needs to twist that way. So I just carefully grab this. I've already done the other side, and I grab it by the middle because I've already twisted this half. And I'll just give it a, I don't know really, just get it. It's moving. This is my former for bending the acrylic. The spacing between here and here is about that much less than reality, because when you bend the acrylic, even with a heat gun, it tends to spring back when you release it. So it's fixed this piece of wood, we heat the acrylic, we bend it around, and then we just clamp the ends, or maybe various other points. Not too many clamps, just the ends if possible, and then leave it cool down. So I need a I've got to cut a piece of acrylic to the same shape as my cardboard, and then find my heat gun. Okay, here's my acrylic sheet. I've marked out the cut to avoid these scratches in the protective layer. I had this at the beginning of COVID, so of course in those days you were just lucky to even get some acrylic sheet, scratched or not. So even though it came in all this protective packaging, When you take all the protective packaging off, it's covered in, it's got scratches all over it, like, yeah, never mind. Anyway, I think I've avoided the scratches, so I need to cut that out now. So I'm using a new jigsaw blade, fairly fine cut. The other thing I've done is put electrical tape around here, because although there is a protective film on this, sometimes as you're going along, this plate can leave scratches each side of the cut, and often it doesn't matter, but on this it probably does matter. So it's only got to last it long enough to get around. So it's just a cheap jigsaw, although it's absolutely fine for the job. So there's a film on both sides of this which you've got to peel off. If it's very scratched, the film will come off in millions of little pieces. That's really annoying. So nice pristine fresh piece though, it should come off reasonably well. So I need a plan here, because you can't be sort of winging this. So basically this is fixed down, screwed down to my sort of temporary workbench. The aluminium's fixed here and here to the right place. So the idea is I'm going to clamp it on here, sort of sticking out that way. And the good thing about it being a long thin piece is you can do it gradually. I can use the heat gun on this area, bend it round, then start heating behind and in front, the next area, bend it round, keep going to come around this side and then clamp this side. That's the plan. Who knows it'll work, but that's the plan. So I've got these quick release clamps here. It may be that I need to take the bottom one off if I just want to adjust the angle slightly as I'm going round. So anyway, they're quick release, I can get them, I can reach everything. I've got a selection of other types of clamps. So the plan is to stand over here with the heat gun and just start tacking it underneath, in front, and massaging it slowly round. Full power. Well, the only blemish here is it's not quite, there's like, it turned too fast here, slight bulge there. Not sure what to do about that. Basically I'm going to heat that area and see if I can squeeze it. The risk is you leave a kind of thumbprint on it, but I'll just give it a go. Right, so if we look down, how well is it conformed? It's conforming here. Slight bulge there, but it's kind of continuous with the line of the screen, so I'll accept that, I think. Touching, a little bit of deviation there. But look at the bottom edge, the main thing is it's a nice smooth curve without any kind of sharp corners. I had a bit of a sharp bend there, but I've smoothed it down, as you saw, and the same thing reflected up here. There was like a sharp kind of turn there. I was pulling it round and I was heating it, but instead of heating this area, I'd heated this area, so it sort of, that bit stayed flatter, and then it suddenly went here. So really I should have heated that whole area more, but I've managed to save the day, managed to push that down. Don't think there's any fingerprints on it. Same with that bump that was there. Just as an aside, I saw a video a long time ago of how they made a bubble canopy for a kind of World War II aircraft, and basically they had a buck covered in green felt that was perfectly smooth, like this dome shape, sort of long dome. They had a huge oven, and they pulled out the sheet of acrylic, and it was all wobbly and floppy. So there were about 30 guys standing around it, each holding an edge, because it was all floppy. They then plonked it onto the top, and then all 30 guys started smoothing it down with felt gloves on, really quick, because you've got to do it really fast, otherwise it goes wrong. And yeah, you had a whole load of people doing it, and sometimes it went wrong, and you get like a crease in it. You'd have to just throw it away and start again. But it looked really difficult, kind of a skilled job that needed a lot of practice. So I've got a lot of respect for them, having made my relatively easy curved panel. Okay, moment of truth time. Let's move my coffee. Right, now they will spring back a bit, but I'm not sure how much. Oh yeah, not much, look. A centimetre, that's all. So it's holding the shape. Yeah, it's holding the shape. Right. Yes. Not bad. Not bad. No fingerprints baked into it. I don't know how well it'll fit the car, that's the next thing. Not bad. Not too bad. There was a bit of a gap here, it wasn't quite right, same the other side, so basically I actually heated this on the car. So I just heated this area up, and then with my glove I just pushed that edge in and held it till it cooled down. You see now it exactly touches the metal all the way along, and almost as good that side. So I'm now drawn a mark all the way around, so you see this panel, this area of this panel I will hammer form up so it meets it, and then there'll be a fitting there, or there and there, and then these bits can be trimmed right back for these side panels. If I dismantle this and get rid of it, sod's lorries, I'll need it again to make a new screen, so I'm going to have to store this somewhere, which would be a complete pain, but it's too useful to throw away. So I flared this up to match the screen by whacking it from underneath on the cushions using the fat side of this hammer, and then to get the sort of waviness out of it, I've just been using a curved volley like that, and just working my way along. Like that, and then you get it sort of smooths it out. So I don't know if that's flared enough yet, you see. I don't know if that's flared up enough yet, but I need to test fit it and see. There, perfect fit. Fits here. I've trimmed all this back. I've got a flush fitting bolt there, so it's not interfering with this. This is flared up, you can see how it matches the curve. So I can put a quick release fitting here, or maybe one there, one there, one there, one the other side, and the screen will just pop off. Now I want my windscreen to be kind of quick release, so I've got these fasteners. They come in lurid colours, but you can get them in a plain aluminium look. Basically you've got a pin, it snaps on, and this goes through your panel. Just push it, comes off. So if these were fitted to the acrylic on the inside, I could just put the screen in. At the sides I could just pop them on. But of course it's not just a case of drilling the holes and fitting them, because these are really designed for sort of like bonnet studs. I mean, I would prefer if that had been threaded all the way up, it would have made life much easier. So once again, like everything else on this car, I'm modifying things to make them fit. So here you see, this is where the panel mount push pin will go. The pushy button will be on the inside. Then here there's going to be another piece of steel with the pin probably welded to it. I won't even bother with the screws, nuts, to get it the right distance away for it to work. And then, but I've got to think of a way of doing that in a kind of neat way. So I'm still thinking about that, but I've cut the holes for the buttons anyway. Right, this gives you an idea of what the plan is. It's not quite finely tuned yet, but you've got the 1, 2, 3, 4 studs. These ones face inwards. So you locate these first loosely. Like that. Then you loosely do these two. The body needs a bit more trimming. There. Or locks. And then these two lock. There you go. So that's the screen in. To get it out, it's reverse. So you like that, loosen it, don't twist it, loosen that, loosen, loosen, and it comes off.